So our first two slides are about the Nile River. So just make sure that you write the topic on the left-hand side and the notes on the right-hand side. And make sure you draw a line in between each slide so that you can show the difference from one slide to another. Just like it's listed on here, you want to make sure that you have a line that goes through that separates each different slide. So we're going to start with the Nile River. The Nile River the climate around it was very warm and dry most of the year, so the civilians had to rely on the river. The surrounding areas were desert, and so they couldn't grow things if it wasn't for the river. They just didn't get a lot of rain, and so they relied on the constant flooding of the Nile every year in order to be able to grow crops. People considered it a precious gift because they were able to grow things because of it. It is over 4,000 miles long, and it flows from the heart of Africa to the Mediterranean Sea. So it's an extremely long river. So now we're going to go on to the second slide of the Nile River. So make sure you have Nile River written down on the left-hand side, and then you're going to write your notes on the right-hand side. You will be writing a question for each of these slides since they are separate slides. It begins as two separate rivers that then join together, the Blue Nile and the White Nile. Narrow cliffs and boulders form wild rapids called cataracts. So this makes it very difficult for people to go from the southern portions of the Nile River to the northern portions of the Nile River because of all these cataracts. So they couldn't have big ships to help trade with the southern part of the Nile River. And so the Egyptians, they settled on the northern part of the Nile River, the part closest to the Mediterranean Sea, because it was not as wild and didn't have as many cataracts. And as it approaches the Mediterranean Sea, the Nile fans out into a fertile area called a delta. So a fertile area is a place where you can grow a lot of crops. The soil is they call it very fertile, but it'll grow a lot of things. Okay, and so it fans out and it creates a delta, which is one of your vocab words. So as soon as you're done writing down the notes for these two slides, make sure you go back and write a question, your wonder, or a question that is answered in the notes. So make sure you have those written down.